Welcome to Tales from the Caveside, where Lillian and Chris, we bought a cave house and finca on the outskirts of a small Spanish town. Follow us as we learn to renovate and create a home that we will be proud of.
Phoebe, I've made a decision.
Okay.
You know how hot it is out there?
It is mental.
And I've been upstairs to our bedroom, and it's mental-er.
As he rises.
Yes.
And we're quite high up.
We're crashing in the caves tonight.
Okay.
Less distance to work in the morning.
Yeah, right.
So,
what is back then?
we've got a couple of mattresses. We'll put these down in here. I'll find some bedding. I don't know what the boys will make of it, us being on floor level, because we haven't got proper bed frames to put the mattresses on. We'll deal.
We're camping inside the cave.
We're camping in the caves tonight.
I don't mind because it's lovely and cold in here.
Oh, it's gorgeous in here. This is the coolest room at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just...
That's it. It's mental because you walk this way.
Do I have to?
Go on then.
Exactly. Don't you want like that film?
No. You get to here and you can feel the heat coming. You get to here and it's like stepping off a plane, an aeroplane.
When you go on holiday,
When you go on the holiday to a hot place.
I don't have the cameras picking it up, but that is all the dust.
Yeah.
The sun was just going down. You could actually see the sun, which you can't usually because there's just this dust haze.
That's it.
It's stupid out here. Our little machine says it's still 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And you've just lit the barbecue at 9 o'clock because we couldn't face coming out here any earlier.
That's it.
So we're crashing in the caves tonight. I'll go sort some bedding.
So, cool. Go sleeping in the caves. That'll be alright, won't it? So, how was your camping?
It was good. It was good. It was an interesting night, however, because we were using two mattresses on the floor. The boys were absolutely fascinated that we were at the same height as them, and every given opportunity, get a paw in the face. Give me some fuss. Give me some fuss in the middle of the night.
Yes. So we'll grab these mattresses back out.
Yes. Yeah.
And we'll get that acid in done on the walls.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the room I'm going to be working in, so we're going to clear it all out again.
Yes. But it was nice and cold. Oh, it was lovely and cold.
Oh, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yes.
Oh. That's another rock done. All in here is now done. A little bit of lime wash topping up. That just needs grouting. And then this room is completed.
It is indeed.
Right, we've got no excuses now. More Cal. More NHL. 2 of those bags of NHL are for somebody else. So, right. All the floor tiles we need. And then, those bardos for the barbecue upstairs. Awesome, beautiful sunsets again. Absolutely mega. Oh yes.
Hot already, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Right. Get this stuff moved around.
Put it in its rightful place.
Yes. They're going up there into the barbecue area.
Yes.
And then the other stuff's going to its various places where it needs to be.
Yep. I'm probably a mess sweat through. Apologies. It wasn't. The bardos weren't heavy, just really long and cumbersome to carry. So there's a couple of trips up to the new barbecue area to take those up there. And now Chris is coming back. And Bibby, it's first reveal of the tiles that I chose for the cave bedroom.
I haven't even seen them.
You haven't seen them, exactly.
Well, I've seen that little bit. Oh, they work. So I've just taken the tile out. How thick are they?
Might raise the floor to the same height as the corridor. I'm taking the mickey, but I think those would go really nicely in there. Chris is carrying these in. I have carried one in and I wasn't in proper control, so decision's been made he'll do it. But look how discoloured these boxes are. As to how old. They were down in one of the bottom warehouses. Okay, that's all those tiles stored. And they're going to be going in that room. So that's a good place for them.
Done the heaviest ones so that luckily there was above everything else the closest place. 3 more boxes of tiles to move, and they're going to go here, out of the way.
Yeah, because the same tiles as those, just more of them.
They're going in there.
Because they're going to be going into that room there. Nearly used all of this, which I have to get some out for this afternoon because I'm working in the case this afternoon. But I want that taken out and this moved across a bit more, because when we have to turn the hose pipe on, if you see the hose pipe running there, I can't quite reach that tap. So we'll take this out, move this across, take some out and add the new stuff. Chris is winning. As I said, I feel guilty, I can't really help. But if you see what state he's in, poor guy, this is what, just saying, if you see what state you're in,
I know.
it just shows how we can't do masses and masses and masses of this stuff. It's a killer.
Yeah. I can, if it's colder, I could just have done the whole lot. But it's just so hot. My arms are wet through with sweat as well.
Yeah.
At least that's the worst of it done. The others don't have to be carried particularly very far.
Yes.
Well, 2 of them do. 2 of the bags of the NHL needs to be carried a very long way. I'm not doing it.
Yes, they're going miles and miles and miles.
Yes. Yeah, we got them from one of the friends. Because it just seemed a bit daft then going all the way there and messing about when we was having a delivery anyway.
Yeah.
We'll pop and see us and pick them up when they're ready.
Yes.
So that's not a problem. Right, I won't get a cold drink. There's no point in changing my top. I might as well just stay as I am at the moment.
Yes, yep.
Get everything else done that I've got to do.
We've had 10 minutes and a cold drink. Don't feel any better for it, but there you go.
No.
When we bought this kitchen, we bought some more units that in time will go where this motorbike is. So there's going to be an island unit here, and they're currently downstairs. The units and the piece of worktop and all the bits for it, the kickboard, the lot, they're currently down in the room in the cave. So that we're going to have to tile. I've just bought those tiles for. So they now have to come up from being stored down there, and we're going to put them in that corner over there, out the way, so they're in this general vicinity of where they're going to be used. Look at the size of that. Oh, maybe it doesn't come out on camera, you'll have to go in and show how big it is.
That big.
It's huge, isn't it? As you can tell, Chris has been mixing the lime that's in the blue bucket. And that's the last of it.
That is the last of it.
So time to make some more.
Yes.
Just to add to your heat discomfort.
Oh, I know. Well, obviously, lime powder. You've got to wear something.
Of course.
So 1 bag's in, some water's in. I'll give it a quick mix to this drill.
Yep.
And then I'll keep doing that.
Done?
Mixed.
Do you want to take the camera in? I can't go in, there's too much dust in the air.
Exactly. I might just need to top up with a little bit more water.
Okay.
But I don't think I do. So, there you have it. More lime wash for the use of. I think I've got plenty of water in there. I'm going to cover it up now. And then we'll come back to it in a little while. There's no dry bits, so that's fine. Can't wait to get out of this mask. So, literally, that's lime wash. Or it will be lime putty actually once it all sits to the bottom, it all sinks. If you buy lime putty ready to go, it's really, really expensive. Just get yourself one of those tubs if you're ever going to do it. Get the correct lime, mix it in water, and you're done. It's about 1/10 of the price for an equivalent amount. So, if you're going to do it, save yourself some money, mix it yourself. There you go. Once it's done, it's done.
Right, enough, let's get out of this sun.
Yes.
Okay, finished for the day. Nice and cool in here. When it's cool in here, and I've got this fan, and everywhere I've been working, I've been pointing it at me. But basically what I've done is I've finished the aciding on the exposed rocks and whitewashed around to do the tying in, and then whitewashed underneath where I made it all discolour with the acid. So it's all looking much, much neater.
Yes.
Very happy.
Yes.
And yeah, the features are working. Features are working. So that's another tick on this side. Incredibly hot afternoon out there.
Yes.
So we are going to take the opportunity to hide like hobbits in the cave.
Yes. Well,
Otherwise, paint this room.
yeah. It's a Saturday. We don't work at weekends, but because of the way the heat's been, we've lost so much time because it's just been impossible to work. We're doing some today.
Yep.
We're not going to kill ourselves, and we're going to stop when we've had enough. But it'll just help the job out.
For sure. So this room's going to take, don't know how many coats. We've got the paint that Chris rescued from that bucket outside yesterday. It needs mixing up, therefore he has the tool to do it with.
As part of the preparation for doing in here, we need to remove all this salt. It looks like fluffy mould, but it isn't. It is salt. Because you can taste it in the air as I'm brushing it off. The salts eventually will come out, will still pass through, but will pass through the lime wash. So that's fine. It's just something we need to keep in mind for maintenance and cleaning. But we don't want to be putting the lime wash over the salt where it's visible, because all it does is it'll wet the salt and it'll draw back up and then it'll come back out again. Well, this isn't particularly really bad, not like another place in the cave.
Yeah.
So get it off and get it gone first. It's not a good idea to wet it and try and wash it off.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. You think it has, and then it comes back worse. I'm using a stick brush to try and get as much out as possible. But you can actually see the salt as like a dust.
Yes. Well, tell someone you've been painting without showing them you've been painting.
Well,
Look at your hands.
I don't know.
Look at the floor. More importantly, coat 1 is done. Be very interesting to see how this dries. Lovely sunny Sunday.
Yes.
Very.
It would have been even better if the washing machine had decided to wash the clothes that we set it to wash last night. I got up.
He's on a rant again. It's happening now.
I know.
Dover, let's go see how this room went. Out the way, mate. Come on, let's go. Good boy.
Oh, it's lovely and cool in here, isn't it?
Oh. Okay, ready? Steady. Wow.
Oh, that's brighter.
That is good. Morning.
No, the 7:30 and it's already warm. And we're only going to be able to do half days for the next foreseeable because of the temperatures. I said today, mix a lime again. I'll get that back cubby all done.
Yes.
I can't think of what else.
That'll probably be it.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Boys are taking advantage of it being a bit cool. Being absolute loons.
Yeah.
Won't be long and they'll be in the caves, in the back room, sleeping.
Yeah, it won't be long at all, I don't think.
Wish I could join them. Anyway, let's get a show on the road. Well, here we are playing with lime again. So what Chris did was he took the back of this wall off, kept going down and kept going up until we hit rock again. It would seem that they'd only cemented just to put those shelves that were in. They just used that as their construction. So it's great. We've only had to plaster this bit. So all good. Oh golly gosh. Dealing with warm lime in the back of a cave today. It's rather warm.
With this little bit of lime we've got left here, we're going to just fill this
Oh, just
with
fill-
this bricks that we chopped out.
Yep.
Now the reason why we chopped these bricks out was because we want a rounded edge. We don't want it too thick like we did to the other side. So we're going to just go put a little thin layer on there to start with, and then that will give it a keying point for the rest of the lime that's going to go on and cover it all.
That needs to be left to dry, which then means that when I've got something, when I'm doing the plastering here, it's going to key onto there as well as in between these bits rather than having sharp edges of the bricks. We found this the hard way on the other side. So good to go on that. So we've got a little bit there, that should be plenty. But I'm putting my foot down to myself. I have to clean up before I go into cave 2.
Yes,
the
you
floors
do.
are clean. I'm not allowing myself to go in there.
No, you've got to definitely get your shoes off because you've covered the bottom of them with lime.
And the reason I wanted to use lime for this is because, I don't know how well you can see with this light, but here I need to build that up to be part of the wall. The same at the front here. There's quite a ridge there. I wasn't going to fill that with tile adhesive, so I want to make that part of it. And the same here. So I'm going to be building that up around the sides, and then between the tiles I'm going to shove it in and sponge it off straight away. Well, that's it limed. Look at the mess on the floor. It's a good job it's me doing it, and I can only get cross with myself. Be fine. I wash the floors, I'll wash the floors again. However, there is enough left, which I've just handed over to Chris, who's now started back in here with more lime wash. There's enough left for him to go and do some bits on the wall.
I better finish the wall then.
Awesome. I'm off to find a clean bucket and a sponge. A couple of buckets of water. Work the lime in as grout. And there we go. Obviously, as you know, this is lime. It's going to be a funny colour. I can whitewash it, not a problem. There's also going to dry lighter than that. But I'm really happy with that. It looks like it actually looks like a piece of cloth that's moving a little bit. I like it. Right, let's go see what's happening on the painting side. How's it going, Bibby?
Slowly.
Poly, as they say in Kenya.
Yes. With the light behind me, I can't tell where I've been. So I have to turn this way, and I can see where I've been, and then I have to remember where I've missed when I turn around.
Oh no, using your brain on a Monday, not good.
No, I'm not using any wood at all. Maybe the wooden handle.
Oh dear.
Hello. Code 3.
Yes.
Bull.
Starting to look apart now. We're getting there.
Yeah, I can see it's changing.
Yeah.
There are areas where it's not going in very well, but that happens. We are getting the other side.
Exactly. The ceiling is definitely done now. I don't think it's still on the coat. We will double check it tomorrow in 24 hours.
Yes.
I think the ceiling's good to go.
Yes.
The walls are potentially going to take 5 coats like next door.
Oh, I think there are sections, like this one here, this one in particular,
Going to need more?
it's going to need lots.
Okay.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's looking really, really good.
First sponging, so I've feathered in the edges, which is the important bit.
Yep.
And then obviously I'll get a second sponging tomorrow.
Yes.
But happy with that.
Yeah.
So the plan today is dodging the heat. I've just looked outside. It's 8 o'clock and I am already dripping in sweat after having had a hot coffee to make enough lime to start building the bench in there. I don't know how far Chris will get with that. Construction is his thing. And then lime that is left over, I will get these pillars and the bottom piece on this plastered So fingers crossed that'll be the last of the construction, as it were.
So, here we go again. Mix a line, dual purpose this time, render and putting these blocks down. So that's good. Well, hopefully I've got enough blocks. Can always get a couple more if I need them. So, I've just got to work out where I want my line and get it done.
If you stand back here, you can see how bad we were at laying floors. Look at the differences in levels. We've learnt a lot since then, darling.
It is murder in that corner. Absolutely, it's wet through. We've got all that lime from yesterday, and I just added more lime, wet lime, and there's no air. Crikey! Anyway, it's done.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's all nice and level as well.
Haha! Look what I've done. So the rest of the lime has been used to cover those bricks.
It's
Not doing the bit at the bottom there. That's for another day because I've got to acid clean that and it's going to be mucky coming right down onto it. And I'm going to have lime made anyway for rendering that. So that's good. Man down.
yeah, look, I've just cut myself. Got to keep the dogs out. Gonna have to wear goggles for doing this. They are the shards, because it's a glazed shiny, it's like glass.
Yeah.
I just moved a little bit out of the way and just sliced my finger.
Yeah.
Not a big cut, but big enough.
There's blood and everything. So I'm going to get this cleaned out properly, this little bit here. And we're going to have to come back, having put the baby gates up, and do it with proper PPE on.
Apparently, I'm too incapacitated. The way Lillian's made a fuss, you would have thought, not only did I just cut my finger a little bit, but my arm was going to fall off. So she's decided she was going to go and be violent.
No, that's not it at all. I was going to take the mickey and say, man down, oh no. I'm the only one that's actually got some safety gloves. So it just made sense for me to finish doing that bit.
Yes, I know.
You haven't got any of these?
I did have some.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are now.
I have no idea because you refuse to wear them, so they probably end up with a skip somewhere. Somewhat warm today.
Again. Yeah, we'll not talk about how warm it is.
No.
Other than to say that overnight last night the dogs overheated and they were crying all night. So got to make provisions for them.
It's lovely and cool now.
Yes.
Things are looking good. That's drying nicely, you can see. However, it's now going to be a dual purpose. This floor has to come up. We're going to evict the poor dogs into the other side of the cave, put a fan in there for them. And Chris is going to take the machine to this.
Yeah.
He'll be wearing correct PPE, I cover the lot. And then the rubble, the bits of tile, will then go in our homemade skip.
Yeah,
Disappear forever.
Yeah, because it's no different to using rocks that aren't porous.
Well, Chris has succeeded in here. It's been a battle.
It has, and you graciously helped me to sweep up.
It's now dog safe. I'd be happy to walk on there with bare feet, so I'm happy for the dogs to come in.
It's a bit of an optical illusion. It looks like the floor falls really, really sharply. It does fall, but not a lot.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's something to do with the ceiling being flattish and then kind of curving over there. Somehow it breaks your head and makes that floor look like it's going down that way.
Yes.
A lot.
A lot. And it also doesn't help that this wall isn't square either. It cuts inwards.
Yeah.
So the distance from that point there to there is bigger than the same point there.
Yeah.
And we know these are brick. This is a brick stud wall, and we're going to leave it alone. We left it alone before, and we're leaving it alone again. Otherwise, it's going to put us back another month.
So all those broken tiles are in there. Brilliant. So we have a disaster on our hands. Chris is trying as best as possible to save the plaster that we've done before. But what he's having to take off on this side is that thick. We'll show you all about it in the next video.